On February 27th, workers at InstaFab Corporation went on strike. They went on strike because, and on October 28th, more than 7 or 8 months after the first people went on strike, the National Labor Relations Board's Region 19 office has issued a complaint against InstaFab Corporation, alleging that the company violated the National Labor Relations Act when they illegally fired employees on strike for better working conditions and fair wages, threatened employees for talking to union members, and made employees pay for their own safety equipment and welding certifications in retaliation for engaging in union activities. Today, we have Tom Chamberlain from the Oregon AFL-CIO. We have workers, Laramie Lexau and Skylar McCall from InstaFab Corporation, and we have Father Dave Ziegler from St. Andrew's Catholic Church here to respond to the NLRB complaint. First up is Laramie Lexau.
You want me to hold it? No.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
So you got it?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
I think it's working. We're good? All right. What a good day. And I can say it's a good day because this is a day we get to talk about justice. And that's something that we don't always get to talk about because when we're talking about justice, on the flip side, we have to talk about injustice. For the last 8 months, all I've been talking is injustice. So today is a good day. This is a day I get to relate that the NLRB officially announced a formal complaint against the InstaFab company, granting a little bit of justice to the campaign we have been working so hard on. We want dignity, respect, and fair treatment just like everyone else. And today, the federal government finally said, yeah, they deserve it. This is not right how we've been treating, or you've been treating these men. Thank you, NLRB. InstaFab, please straighten up. Stand up for what's right. Come around. We're here. We know what's right. So should you. Thank you.
Thank you. Laramie works in the shop at InstaFab Corporation. Next up is Skylar McCall, who was working in the field.
Come on over here. So you gotta hold this and you gotta really hold it right up to your mouth.
Okay. That's Tash, baby.
Good morning.
Really right up to your mouth. There.
Good morning. First off, I'd like to throw a thank you out to all of the community and faith organizations that have helped us out thus far. It's been a long 8 to 9 months that we've been on strike. This ruling, or this complaint issued by the NLRB really is going to put some steam back into us after kind of chugging along for this long. Honestly, it feels like something that should have happened right off the bat. We shouldn't have to come in and say, hey, listen, we need somebody to step in and tell our employer that we need to be treated like human beings, right? I need water when I'm working outside on a hot day. I shouldn't have to ask somebody else to do that for me. It's high time that the people that build and maintain this country get treated like they actually hold some stake in it. And it's high time that the people benefiting from them breaking their backs all day get held accountable for their actions. Thank you very much.
Good job.
Yeah.
Thank you, Skylar. Next up is Tom Chamberlain from the Oregon AFL-CIO. Thank you, Tom, for being here on your busy, cold day.
Good morning, everyone. The Oregon AFL-CIO is proud to support and stand with the InstaFab workers as they struggle in their fight for dignity and respect. When you're treated without basic respect, it takes a toll. When you're denied water and breaks on the job, it takes a toll. When you can't expect someone to put their best effort forward unless they are treated with dignity. It's clear to me that the NLRB's complaint against InstaFab is because they're seeing the facts. InstaFab treats its workers wrong. It's illegal and should be rectified immediately. The union movement was built on the shoulders of workers like Laramie. Workers who see injustice and stand up to do something about it. That type of grit and determination is exactly why the AFL-CIO exists. When we talk about protecting workers' rights, we're talking about the crew at InstaFab. We're talking about the right of any worker, whether they have a union or not, to stand up and say enough, to stand up, to organize, to find a better way. We're talking about the right to file a complaint with the National Labor Relations Board and have them do something about it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tom. And finally, we have Father David Ziegler, who went and accompanied InstaFab workers on a delegation to some of the contractors. So, Father Dave.
Thank you. So, yep, hold that, push it in, and then hold that right up to your mouth.
I appreciate this time to speak. Many years ago, a friend asked me why it is that churches so seldom speak to the issue of the worker or labor. That may be true, and it is so often the case, unfortunately. Yet scriptures, both the Hebrew scriptures, the Christian scriptures, speak consistently and powerfully to the right of the worker, to the injustice so often practiced towards the worker. From Leviticus we hear, "You shall not rob your neighbor or defraud him. You shall not overnight hold the wages of your day laborer." Jeremiah later, "Woe to him who builds his house on wrong, his terraces on injustice." Scripture makes it clear that the worker has a right to be paid fair and decent wages, to be treated with dignity as a human being. We ask InstaFab, all employers, to recognize the value of their worker, of their laborer, to see them as someone to work with and not against, and forming their companies and participating in constructive work in this country, in this world. All workers, we insist, have the right to certain basic needs, the right to pay just and decent pay, adequate and safe working conditions, and the right to form unions, organizations to protect their rights. We are happy to stand with you this day in support of your work. Sometimes we need to get angry about the injustice we see. Until we express that anger, nothing ever seems to change. And I support your anger and your work to make these changes for justice in our economy.
Thank you all so much for coming today. We're so thankful that today the systems above worked for workers on the ground and in the sky. And we know that InstaFab has until November 18th to respond to the complaint, and that in February there's a hearing scheduled. So we'll keep you all informed and see you there.